We don't have activities and dates laid out very far in the future. One of the things that the kids have always really enjoyed doing is downhill skiing, and that has become extremely expensive. The father who's made the statement isn't with us. He's probably on his way to Connecticut or New Jersey or something because he works on one of these special companies that supports linemen, tree trimming type things. But his father-in-law owns a lodge at Boyne Mountain that can accommodate 30 people, at least. And when you're Boy Scouts, you can probably crowd in even more than what it officially accommodates. And he thinks that will be available to us at no cost. If that comes about, we'll be picking a weekend this winter when we'll go up there, and all we will have in terms of cost then will be the rental and ski lifts. In the meantime, Harvey tries to operate a ski club for not just Scouts, but kids here in Albion, where they go to one of the ski areas over by Kalamazoo just on daily trips. So that's one of the things we try to provide for Scouts.
So Dave and I were thinking that if the Boyne Mountain deal ends up being what we think is too expensive, meaning spending more money than we think we should be because of our troop funds, then we're hoping to maybe organize a weekend day trip to go skiing. That's the way we're looking at it.
But at any rate, through the ski club, kids could be going on the daytime, Saturday or whatever ski days. But it's always been a real highlight for the kids to do this, and go up and stay in a lodge, really nice facilities, just treat the kids special. But if we have to pay for lodging, then it costs over $200, and that's just too much for 2 days. If we can get by without having to pay for lodging, then we get the cost down to $50, $60, something in that range, I would think. So it makes a big difference. And see, part of what I'm talking about is that it's been a policy of ours for quite a while that no boy should be denied full participation in scouting because of financial or other family circumstances. So we feel a responsibility to keep the cost down for our troop activities. If there's something that a group of kids are doing, like Shar takes some kids over to the Kalamazoo Air Zoo. Every once in a while they have an opportunity to go in there for merit badges. That's how we awarded the Aviation Merit Badge. She's got another one coming up for American Heritage. That costs $20, and she's been doing that like with one patrol. They pay their own way for that. It's not a formal troop activity. But if it's a troop thing, we feel that somehow or other we have to keep the cost to where the families can afford it, and for those that have difficulty, we can subsidize. How does that work if they have difficulty?
Yeah.
How do they do? What's the kids do?
For what?
You can't. We're going someplace, going for weekend and camping, $10 for food.
The policy, and we express to the boys that need the financial assistance, they're expected to really show up at all our fundraisers. And if they do have issues with monetary problems, they're supposed to approach us off the side and let us know. We work on deals, we let them know as well when the troop fundraising projects come up. That's the way we can pay the troop back.
What we want to do is be very discreet with that. We don't want anyone denied, but we don't want them to just assume that it's a freebie. Or we definitely want the scout to take the responsibility to come to us and explain the circumstance, not just assume that it's a freebie, I can go without talking to anyone. But one or both of us on a discreet basis, Mr. Farley or Mr. Huber, my mom doesn't have the $8 to pay for the food for going camping this weekend. But you come and talk to us, we want you to go camping, that's what Scouts are all about.
You should mention the fact that some of our camping trips are kept very low key compared to a lot of other Scout groups.
Go ahead and tell us.
I think that's one of the things you just want to make a statement.
If we go to Boy Scout camp in the summertime, it'll cost anywhere from $260 to $340 for 1 week of camping at a Scout camp. I haven't taken Scouts to camp for over 5 or 6 years. And what we have done for the last 4 years, put together 1 week of camping where we design the activities such that the boys are going to do what they have to do to earn their ranks for second class, first class. We do just about everything that they would do at Scout camp with a couple of exceptions. We don't do the shooting sports. And if we can get a facility and an adult that can be the trainer and supervisor on shooting sports and heavy equipment, we'll do that too, because some of the boys are very interested in that, particularly maybe just bow and arrow, but at least some shooting sports.
BSA has very stringent shooting guidelines and requirements for someone who's going to be in charge of a archery range or shooting any firearms range.
So
the BSA doesn't discourage that, but they're really strict, which they should be.
But we do have a father that might be interested, in helping us in that regard.
And I've heard rumors possibly if we decided to do that, we might be able to get the gun club to let us in and use their facility.
When we take so instead of going to scout camp, what we've designed and put together, 5 days of camping. We have a trailer load of canoes. We're on Florida's property where there's a nice lake. They can swim, they can canoe. We teach them how to canoe. We end the week by Friday taking them over to the Kalamazoo River and they canoe into Albion on the Kalamazoo River. And we do that for $40, $50 at the most. Cost of food, that's all we have to charge. And we keep our costs down that way. We provide what we think is a very meaningful program for all of our kids, and that's how we do it. So,
and something on the lighter side, unfortunately, or fortunately, the last 2 years in a row, we've had some serious first aid issues. And you're truly has stepped up to be the victim. First year.
Not life-threatening, I might add, but.
No, the first year was, I had a severe, almost a blood blister from a pinch. And then I had boiling water spilled on my leg, and I forget what the other one was. But then last year I suffered, we believe it was heat stroke, right the last day. So.
I'm gonna touch into our fundraising activities, but I have to let you know what we have to be able to cover. Just to cover the awards we hand out like tonight, cost us about $600 a year. Buying them, we have to buy those, and it costs. Spend a couple $100 for copies and support, training supports, and then maybe a couple $100 for incidentals, like sometimes we'll reward the kids with pizza or something like that. That's $1,000 right off the top. For an individual boy, annual registration is $30. Weekend camping, if we charge $5 or $6 for weekend camping for the food and do that 5 times, there's $30. $40 for our week-long camping. If it's the ski trip, that might be $80. And summer adventure would be $40 to $80, depending on what the boys plan to do. And this year, our summer adventure was about $50. And we started from here, we went to Muskegon, spent the night on a submarine, and then did a bicycle trek, each day bicycling 15 to 20 miles, 25 miles from Muskegon, worked our way down to South Haven, and then from South Haven back toward Kalamazoo. And we stayed in churches at no cost, rather than taking time and having to spend fees at professional campgrounds. Again, another way to keep the costs down. What can we do for fundraising? Tracy has come up with a really nice fundraising project where the boys sell gourmet coffee. We had a boy last year earn $282. His parents took paperwork to work with him. Another boy earned over $150. Some boys didn't participate at all, some earned $30. But when they sell that coffee, 50% of it comes back to Scouts. The troop keeps a little bit, and the rest of it goes in what we call a Boys Scout account. An account with the troop where we keep track of the money that's credited to him, and then when we have an activity coming up, $8 per week for overnight camping, you can say, Mr. Farley, I'm going to take it out of the Scout account. We subtract $8, and he doesn't have to come up with any cash. So we do provide opportunities, but I know for some kids it's very difficult to go out in their neighborhoods to sell, so we don't say that a kid always has to be able to cover his costs by that means. But what else can we do? We're planning to have a scrap iron drive. We're not going out to ask anyone to buy anything, going out and tell people and get some flyers out and tell people, we're going to come to you and collect your scrap iron, or we want you to bring it up to our dumpster. We'll have a dumpster there for a week, and we'll be supported by Omnisource on that. We'll get full credit for any scrap that comes in. They don't charge us a penny, no charge whatsoever. They will sort out the more valuable metals. We can even take refrigerators, and they don't charge us for taking the Freon out of the refrigerator. And they'll have a dumpster 8 feet high, 30 or 40